Hello and welcome to episode 16 of Alternate Future of the World. Let's get into it. So in last episode we did the peace treaty for World War IV. Yeah. And well, the Chinese Union is gone. And the Russian and Chinese capitals are occupied by the Americans. Yeah. Time to talk about the Circle Alliance because the Circle Alliance is kind of has no point anymore. It's doesn't need to be existing. So countries are going to disband the alliance. And well, all of the countries around the world will agree that the alliance is not needed at all and it should be gone. And eventually every nation will be disbanding the Circle Alliance. And now we have no alliances in this world. Yeah. Time to talk about the moon map. And well, um the Chinese Union isn't here anymore. So, this is turned into a free land. Yeah. Nope. And the moon is not colonized anymore. And, Alex Einstein realizes what he has done. We have many things. We have Yugoslavia, Italy, Napoleon. No, that's Caesar. The Queen, and, maybe the worst of all, the silent Austrian painter. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. And also the Mongolian Empire. Genghis Khan is in the same universe as the Queen Elizabeth II. I never thought that I would say that sentence. Time to talk about this thing. Because this thing here is invading another country. The Austrian painter is invading the Benelux country. And, well, he's gonna quickly go into the Benelux countries, take over the Netherlands, and eventually Belgium. Let's look at a peace treaty. And this is the peace treaty. Full annexation. And, when we talk about the lab in Warsaw, about Alex Einstein's lab, it's here and it got completely blown up during the war. And Alex Einstein's machines all over the world. But basically anybody can bring anybody from any historical time period to this world. That's kind of scary. Just a little. Just a little. Yeah. And he's going to try to reverse this. And it's pretty much impossible as his machines are everywhere and he doesn't know how to power them off. And just like a normal scientist, he's going to try to make more machines. Like his cloning universe machine. And he might want to stop this thing. Yeah. Time to talk about alliances now. Because the Middle East country is going to be making a new alliance. The Circle Alliance. And Algeria, Chad, and you are in here? Yeah? And then Indonesia remakes their alliance. And it looks like this. With these two members. And the United States is going to make a new alliance. The Triangle Alliance. And they are going to invite the Japanese and the Koreans. Yeah. And now this is the World Alliance map. And what is going to change in this episode other than that? Well, the Middle Eastern country, it's been a few years now, and the Middle Eastern country is going to be invading some more countries. Okay. In the Middle Eastern country, this giant empire thing here is going to be invading these two countries. They want some land in the Black Sea. So this country is going to quickly send their troops up into this area and will be attempting to take as much land as possible. As they will be going up into this area, and well, they will be quickly taking over this country. And then this country will also be able to push back the Middle Eastern people a little bit and eventually get pushed back. And eventually this country is very weak and is going to be forced to be fully taken over by this country here. Yeah. And eventually this country surrenders. And now, when we look at this, the Middle Eastern troops will be going into this country and quickly taking it out. Let's look at the peace treaty. And this is the peace treaty. And they are going to be invading 2 more countries. Greece and no. 2 more countries. Greece and Bulgaria. So the Middle East will also be sending their troops and taking over Istanbul. And quickly they will be going into the Bulgarian area thing and taking the Thrace area. And eventually the Greeks will be invading into here as they will be pushing into this Turkish area. They will be very successful at taking this area here until the Middle Eastern people push back. And Bulgaria, being Bulgaria and not very strong compared to this, is quickly taken out. As well, the Greeks are also having a similar fate as they get fully taken out. Let's look at a peace treaty. And this is the peace treaty. Yeah, this Middle Eastern thing is the strongest country in the world. Even stronger than America. Time to go to America, because America is going to be going into the Caribbean and Central American countries. Wait, aren't these controlled by America? No, they became independent after World War III. Yeah. So the Americans will be doing an operation into these countries, as the Americans will quickly start by invading the Yucatan Central American country thing, and will be doing very well as they take over the Yucatan Peninsula. And eventually they will be taking over Jamaica, and then the Dominican, that thing. And eventually their invasion of Cuba takes a while, but eventually Cuba falls. Yeah. And then, well, this happens as all of these areas here will slowly be falling over time to the Americans, and they surrender. Let's look at a peace treaty. And this is the peace treaty, and these countries are fully next. There. Yeah. And going over to Russia here, Yugoslavia is no, the Yugoslav country is having civil wars, and this thing is in shambles. As countries or states will be breaking away from Yugoslavia, and eventually the Croatian rebellion continues as it will be taking over this area, and eventually North Macedonia and all these areas rebel. Let's start the civil war. So the Yugoslavs will be quick to push into this area and, well, take this over and very quickly do this. And then, guess who comes in as a third party, attacking both sides? Wait, yeah, let me get them. The Julius Caesar himself. And he attacks the Blue Rebellion, and it will be being captured. And then they start fighting the Yugoslavians, as North Macedonian areas are taken, and eventually, well, all this area will be forced to surrender. Let's look at a peace treaty. And this is the peace treaty. Yeah. And the Roman Empire is becoming bigger. All they need to do to get the Roman Empires back is take over all of France, all of southern Italy, Iberia, west of the Italian Peninsula, a huge part of the Balkans, North Africa, and the Middle East. That's all they need to do to get the Roman Empire back. Very simple. Yeah, they're totally very simple fighting the strongest country in the world. The Middle Eastern country. Yeah. And, well, too much to do. The alternate future is kind of crazy right now with all this stuff happening. And, things are getting a lot worse. And for one reason only, a rebellion in the Kazakhstan country. A rebellion not just of anything. And, AI, robots, rebel away from Kazakhstan. I never thought I would say that sentence before, but I guess I have. And as these robots would go in, they would quickly, with their strong powers, be able to take over huge parts of the Kazakhstan country. And eventually, Kazakhstan surrenders. But these robots do not care, as they will be sweeping Kazakhstan and quickly taking them out. And, well, what's the simple peace treaty? Full annexation. Robots are taking over the world. Maybe not taking over yet. Who knows? that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Alternate Future of the World. See you in the next episode, and bye!